Yeah, so our lesson is all about a police report, and it's very important that we know what is a report. So it's a specific form of writing that is organized around concisely identifying and examining issues, events, or findings that have happened in physical sense, such as events that have occurred within an organization or findings from a research investigation. Because when we say a report, its main goal is to convey information clearly and concisely, enabling the reader to understand the content and make informed decisions. And we all know that this report is to inform the reader simply and objectively about all relevant issues. And a report has three features. We have first the predefined structure. So our report, this feature is actually it helps in organizing information in a logical and coherent manner. So having a standardized structure makes it easier for readers to navigate through the report, locate relevant information, and understand the content more efficiently. The second feature here is independent sections. So this feature of report means that the report can often divide the report into independent sections, each focusing on a specific aspects of the subject matter. And it's like segmentation wherein it allows readers to access and comprehend information selectively based on their interest or needs. The third feature is unbiased conclusions. It explains that a report is a it's one of the critical feature of a report wherein it emphasizes the importance of presenting findings and insights objectively. So conclusions must be based on evidence and analysis presented in the report, and it should be free from personal or subjective influences. And also, the main topic of this discussion is all about police report. So when we say police report, it's a document that details all of the facts, circumstances, and timeline of events surrounding an incident. So it is written by the responding officer and is turned into the department for review and filing once completed. So police report, it's an official document generated by law enforcement agencies to record details related to an incident or crime. It also serves as a comprehensive and systematic account of facts, circumstances, and timeline of events associated with a specific incident. And And the fourth use of police report, it's civil liability. So it is used in determining potential civil liability by documenting events and presenting justification for an officer's behavior or actions in a civil complaint or lawsuit against officer. So this civil liability as a use for a police report, they play a key role in evaluating claims related to accidents or injuries on public properties or work-related scenarios, aiding in the determination of responsibility and appropriate compensation. And we'll know that civil litigation attorneys use these reports to present a solid case or defense in lawsuits against officers, relying on documented facts and circumstances to justify an officer's behavior. So in essence, police reports are instrumental in legal proceedings, serving as a reliable source for understanding and resolving civil liability issues. And we have here statistical analysis. So it is used in analysis of crime trends, equipment needs, manpower issues, continued professional training requirements, and assist in the evaluation of officer performance. So in this use of police report, it's a valuable tool for statistical analysis, benefiting both law enforcement administrators and the wider community. For we all know that police and civilian administrators, these reports offer a wealth of data that aids in analyzing crime trends. By examining patterns and frequencies documented in the reports, administrators can make informed decisions about resource allocation, just like stated here, such as equipment needs and addressing manpower issues. And we all know that these reports also contribute to the evaluation of officer performance. So police reports serves as a foundation for evidence-based decision-making, enabling law enforcement agencies and communities to proactively address various aspects of public safety. And we have right here the characteristics of an effective police report. Well, you just have to remember the fact. It's FACCT. So F is for factual. What does it mean? So in order for a police report to be effective, it should provide an unbiased and accurate account of the observed facts related to a case. So any conclusion or opinions drawn by the reporting officer must be supported by clearly articulated and documented facts. And importantly, the report should avoid including opinions and conclusions that lack a basis in the factual details of the case. What is the purpose why the police report should be factual? It's to ensure the integrity and reliability of the report, making it a credible and trustworthy document in legal and investigative context. And letter A here is accurate. When we say accurate, it means that the decisions and actions taken as a result of the report must be supported by accurate information contained in the report. It emphasizes that decisions and actions taken based on the report must be supported by accurate information contained within it. So if any details in the report are found to be inaccurate, it can undermine also the credibility and reliability of the entire document. In achieving accuracy, it involves careful, precise, and honest reporting of all relevant information related to the incident. Letter C is for clear. So it basically means that an effective police report is clear, which means that it should speak for the reporting officer when he or she is not present. There should be no doubt or confusion regarding what happened during an incident or crime. And when we say clear, it serves as it talks about clarity. The information in the report should be locally organized, presented in simple, in common language, and written in the first person and appropriate, or third person. And the goal is to eliminate doubt or confusion about the events described in the report. And we have here C for concise. It means that an effective police report should be brief but also contain all relevant information necessary for a complete understanding of the incident. It should not have these flowery words. So a police report is better if it is short, brief, but not at the expense of accuracy, completeness, or clarity. While keeping things concise, make sure to include all the important details so that the report accurately and clearly communicates what happened. So, what is the aim of conciseness of police report? It's to present a compact and easy to understand account without leaving out crucial information. C is for completeness. An effective police report is complete if it contains all the relevant facts, information, and details that a reader will need to have in order to have a comprehensive understanding of a crime or incident. So the report is complete when it thoroughly explains and justifies the actions taken by the officer, and it includes both supporting and conflicting information. So a complete report aims to leave no gaps in the reader's understanding, providing a thorough and detailed account that addresses all aspects of the incident and ensures transparency and clarity in the documentation. And lastly is timely, that no decisions can be made or actions taken regarding an arrest or request for follow-up investigation if a report is not submitted in a timely fashion. In other words, timely reporting is crucial for law enforcement processes to move forward efficiently. Delays in submitting reports could hinder the ability of authorities to take appropriate actions or make informed decisions based on the documented information. So when I say timeliness, it's a key factor in ensuring that the criminal justice system operates smoothly and that necessary steps are taken promptly in response to reported incident or crimes. And here are the steps in police writing. And of course, it's very important that pre-writing should be done. So when we say pre-writing, it refers to any activity that a writer engages in prior to the actual writing of the draft. So the steps in police writing, we just have to know the word grow: gathering, recording, organizing, writing, and evaluating. So when we say gathering, it's the initial phase wherein the officers would collect information related to an incident or crime, and this may involve interviewing witnesses, victims and suspects, examining the scene, and obtaining any available evidence. And gathering accurate and relevant details is crucial for building a strong foundation for the report. The second step in police writing, it's recording. So once the information is gathered, it needs to be documented. Recording involves taking detailed notes or creating an initial record of the facts, observations, and statements obtained during the investigation. And accuracy is paramount at this stage, as the recorded information will form the basis for the formal police report. The third, after you do the documentation, you organize the information that you gathered. So this step involves structuring the collected data in a logical and coherent manner. Key details are categorized, and a clear outline is developed to guide the flow of a report. So organizing the information helps in presenting a well-structured narrative that is easy to follow. And we have here the last step, which involves writing and evaluating. So after you gather, you record, you organize your information, then here comes the process wherein you're going to proceed to draft the official report. So this involves transforming the recorded and organized details into a formal document. The writing should be clear, it should be concise and objective. So it includes providing a chronological account of events, detailing actions taken, and presenting any evidence or witness statements. And we have here evaluating. So after you transform the gathered information into a formal one, so here comes the evaluating, wherein that is the final step, which involves reviewing and evaluating the completed report. And this evaluation ensures that the report is accurate, complete, it's clear, and follows the established guidelines. And we have to take note that if you are doing a police report, it should be free from grammatical errors. You have to assess the overall coherence of the narrative. You should proofread it. And of course, it's very important that you verify that the report effectively communicates the relevant information. And we have here the field notes. Field notes, these are typically more reliable than memory. And this is the original source documents used to write a police report. For this reason, if field notes are incomplete, we will have a poorly organized or illegible police report. So, field notes should always be taken at the scene, especially when interviewing suspect. You really need that. When you're interviewing victim, witnesses, or whenever the officer wishes to remember specific details, you really have to put all the information on the field note. So when writing field notes, officers should consider that field notes are typically more reliable than a memory. So reports are typically written several hours after a specific incident or crime has occurred. So it's very important that you really put all the gathered information on the field note. And this time lapse can often cause an officer to easily forget or confuse certain types of information. And we have right here this, what should be the information or some of the information that we can put on the field note. So we have right here for victims and witnesses, the basic information that we need from them: full name, age, date of birth, race. So it's more of a demographic profile of a victim and witness. So aside from the basic information, there's also additional information that you could ask from a victim and witness: how to contact them. So you have to get their telephone or cell phone number, and also what's the best place to contact about them for further review, best time or best place to contact them, what is the place of employment, just in case they don't have the telephone or cell phone number. And next is occurrence. This is also one thing that your field notes should have. What's the type of crime, the location, the date and time of incident. You really need this information once you would do your police report. So how was the physical evidence? How was it being handled by the officer, by the suspect? Now, what's the disposition, the chain of custody? Then additional information, you have to ask who are the informants, the reporting party, who are the witnesses, who are the agencies involved. Then another information that you need to note on your field note is the suspects. What's the demographic profile of the suspect if the suspect is known? Then additional information, any speech peculiarities, jewelry, is the suspect right or left-handed. You really need that. All the information about the suspect, you really need that. And fourth one is incidents. So we have right here the note taking and conducting field interviews. How is it done? So the first one, you have to really separate the involved parties. Why is it needed that you need to separate them? It's to minimize distractions and interruptions. And if you're going to practice separating the involved parties, it would create a controlled environment for officers to focus on gathering information without external disruptions. Additionally, the separation directs the attention of the parties towards the interviewing officer, reducing the likelihood of their interactions influencing each other's statements. And second one, when you're conducting this field interview and note-taking, you have to establish rapport. What does it mean about establishing rapport? So it is about being courteous, being considerate and patient when you're doing this interview, and this is achieved by doing that throughout the process. And officers are encouraged to briefly explain the purpose of the interview to the individual, fostering transparency and providing an overview of the interview process. And by doing so, law enforcement aims to build trust, make the individual feel more at ease, and encourage open communication, ultimately facilitating a more effective exchange of information during the interview. And third one is you have to listen attentively to the interviewee. You have to ask the person what happened, allow them to talk about it freely. So this approach aims to foster open communication and gather a more accurate and uninfluenced account of the incident. And the fourth one, you have to take note and you have to ask a question. So you have to ask the person to repeat their account of what happened. But stop the person and ask question for clarification if it is necessary. The combination of note-taking and thoughtful questioning enhances the thoroughness and accuracy of the gathered information during the interview. And the last one as well, of course, when you are conducting the note-taking and conducting field interview, you should verify the information that you gather. So you have to repeat specific information to the person being interviewed from the notes taken in the previous step to ensure accuracy and give them an opportunity to add facts. And this involves, or you provide for them the opportunity to add factual details, and special attention should be given to confirm direct codes, time relationship, weapons information, anything that we need to know about the incident. And also, these are some of the important field interview skills. So we should know the difference between these three: the opinion, the facts, and the conclusion. When we say opinion, these are basically statements that can be open to interpretation or expresses a belief not supported by the facts of a case. So when we say opinion, of course, this is subjective judgments or personal beliefs of individuals involved in the incident. And officers should avoid including personal opinions in their reports and focus on presenting objective information. And facts is a statement that can be verified or proven by the facts of the case. When we say facts, these are objective, verifiable details that are based on direct observations, evidence, or statements that can be corroborated. So objective facts provide a solid foundation for the report and contribute to its credibility. And when we say conclusion, is a statement that is based upon the analysis of opinions and conclusions. So when we say conclusions, it involves the officer's interpretations or inferences based on the gathered facts. And here are the questions answered by an effective report. It should answer this 5 W's and 1 H. We have who, what, when, where, why, and how. So the facts and questions that an officer includes in his or her field notes should typically provide the foundation for an effective police report. So if any of these 6 questions cannot be answered by the officer's report, the report should contain as much information as possible, as the information can prove to be vital to investigators, attorneys, and other users of the report. So we have right here the first one. These are some of the questions we have for who are involved parties in the incident, who are the participating officers. So it talks about the individual. It identifies the individuals involved in the incident or event, and that includes victims. So is the victim, who is the suspect, the witness, and any other relevant parties. We need to provide clear details about who was present, as it is crucial for understanding the dynamics of an incident or situation. So these are some of the questions for who. Next, we have what. When we say what, it's an interrogative question wherein it describes the specific action or events that took place. It focuses on the activities, the behaviors or occurrences central to the incident. So clear understanding of what happened is essential for complete and accurate account. What was the crime committed? So it would help us establish what the crime is all about. What are the elements of a crime? What were the actions of a suspect before and after the crime? So it gives us an insight what happened during the incident. And also, third one, when. So when we say when, it pinpoints the time and date of the incident. So understanding when the event occurred is crucial for establishing a chronological order of events, determining potential patterns, and aiding in investigation. So these are some of the questions. When was the crime committed? When was the crime discovered? So at least you can give an approximate time. Sometimes you can really give an exact time, but at least you could take note of the approximate time that has been given by the involved parties. Yeah. When did witnesses hear anything unusual? And next is where. So these are the questions. Where was the crime committed? Where was the crime discovered? So from this, when we say where, it's an interrogative question wherein it specifies the location where the incident occurred. And this includes both the broader geographical context in the specific areas or addresses relevant to the event, and it helps establish the setting and where does the incident transpired. Next is the why and how. So for how was the crime committed? How did the suspect leave the scene? So how is an interrogative question wherein it talks about the details, the methods or mechanisms through which the incident unfolded. So understanding the how provides insights into the processes or actions that led to the outcome. So this question delves into the procedural steps, procedural aspects, and the means by which events transpired. And for why was the crime committed? Why was a certain weapon or tool used? Why was the crime reported like this and like that? So why is an interrogative question where it explores the motivation, the reason behind the incident. So sometimes why may not be fully answered, but an effective report should provide insights into the factors. What are the factors, the circumstances that led to the event? So it explores what are the factors, the intentions, motives, the desires. And here are the fundamental report content. The first one is initial information. From the word itself, initial, this should establish how the officer became involved with the specific incident and additional background information. So, initial information. This is an introductory details that emphasizes the immediate observations and actions of the officer upon arriving at this scene. And the second one, identification of a crime or incident. So it should always include the facts that are necessary to show that the specific crime or incident has taken place. So this identification of the crime or incident, we should know that it should convey a clear understanding of the nature of the event. It should include factual information necessary to demonstrate that the crime has taken place. And by including these details, law enforcement ensures that the report provides a comprehensive and accurate account of the identified crime. And the third one is identification of the involved parties. So regardless of the type of report, the report should always identify. We should know who is the reporting person. We should know who is the victim, the witnesses, and suspects. And another one, it should also have a content about victim, witness, suspect statements. So this provide a detailed account of the events as perceived by each individual from their own perspective. Officers gather information through interviews, allowing each party to share their version of the events and document their statements in the report. And crime scene specific description. Crime scene specifics are necessary to accurately recreate the scene and events of a crime. So this crime scene specific description, it aims to accurately recreate the scene, no, for investigative and evidentiary purposes. And it includes a thorough description of a crime scene detailing relevant factors. And we all know that the report should also recommend including photographs or the crime scene where possible, documenting crucial details and locations of the physical evidence before collection. And we have property information. So it should include the color, make, model, serial number, approximate value, and full description where possible. So this property information will aid investigations, legal proceedings, and maintaining a record of incident. And we have right here the last one, the officer actions or observation. So it should also one of the fundamental content of a report. So that includes descriptions, the observations of actions related to the incident. So if you have further questions, just feel free to let me know.